Hello class, welcome to part 3 of this series. Class 3, I don't know what part is, I'm trying to have a theme here. By the way, if you've reached this far, and especially if you've done the server code as well, give credit to yourself, seriously. You're in the 1% of people that are trying to improve and kind of improve their skills and learn more stuff. You're like this guy right here, you are the hero on a self-actualization and self-development journey. Alright, so enough of that and let's actually write some code. Okay, so here in the MERNG folder, I'm not gonna open the whole folder anymore. I'm just gonna open the client folder because we don't need to write any server code anymore. So it's less to look at on the left side. So I'm gonna cd one level back and I'm gonna say npm run serve to run the server, and I'll open a new tab. What is this? Go away. And here I'll say npm start to start the client. So here in the home page, it's currently empty. It just says, alright, it's currently empty. It just says home page. Let's actually use some query, the get posts query, and fetch them and show them on this page. I'm gonna open, close this client, the terminal, so it doesn't take space. Here we'll need the use query hook, use query, and we're gonna get that from Apollo React hooks. And actually we need to install a couple of things. So let me open a new tab, a new terminal tab. And here we'll say npm install. Make sure again you're in the client folder, and we'll install GraphQL and GraphQL dash tag like this. And here let's get the GraphQL tag. Let's say import, and the convention is to call it GQL from GraphQL. And here we need to write this GraphQL query that we're gonna we're gonna use. Or we're gonna, I don't even know what you do to a GraphQL query. Alright, so here we'll call this fetch underscore posts underscore query. Here we'll say g equals GQL, and we'll put our query here, and it's the get posts query, and we're gonna get essentially everything. So we'll get the ID, we'll get the body, we'll get the created at, and we'll get the username, and we'll get the like count, and from the likes as well we'll get so let's do like this, and we'll get the username of the person that liked, we'll get the comment count, and we'll get from comments array we'll get the ID, username, and created at, and the body of the comment. Alright. By the way, I've mentioned this before, if you want syntax highlighting inside the GQL tag template, you can get this GraphQL for VS Code extension, and that will do that for you. Alright, let's save, let it format. Why does it not format? Oh, of course, because I need to wrap this in a query tag, so we'll do like that, and then save. Alright, cool. So here we'll actually run this query, so we'll say const, and from use query we get a couple of things. From them there is loading, which is true when we're actually loading, and there is data, and which has the data. So here we'll say equals use query, and then we'll pass it our fetch posts query, and yeah, that's it. So here we can just say if data, so if we have data, we can say console log data, so we'll see what we get. So let's save this. Let's actually close this terminal because it's taking too much space, or let me close it. Alright, so there's a problem here. GraphQL does not contain, because it's from GraphQL tag, not GraphQL. Let's go back. Let's open up our console. And there we go, we get an object, and it's got 4 posts. Alright, and our posts are stored in the get posts object because that's how queries and mutations work. So what we can do, we can just destructure that. So from that we get posts, and we can even give it an alias, which is just posts, because it makes more sense. So here what we need to do, we need to iterate through these posts and show them. And for this I'm going to use the semantic UI. Okay, we're here. Where is it? We need the grid. I'm going to use a 3 column grid layout, so we can just copy this grid tag from here. Let's go to our home. I'll paste this here. We need to close the grid component. Let's remove these two columns, and here we need to import that. So we need to say import grid from semantic UI React. I'm going to remove the divided because I don't want that divider line. And here I'm going to put another row at the top to put like a title of the page. And here we'll say, we'll put a header one and say recent posts. And here we'll have another row under that row, and this will have a column. But actually, let's cut this column. And inside of this row, we want to check if we're loading, because I want to add like a loading spinner thing. And if we're loading, so if that's true, we do a ternary operator. And here for now, I'm just gonna put a header one and say loading posts ... And then here we'll put colon. So else, then we're gonna actually iterate through our posts. So here we'll say, and the thing is, by the way, this can be null or undefined because data itself is not populated. So we need to check for it first if it's truthy. So we'll say if posts, so posts and now we can loop through them. So we'll say post.map, and for each post, actually what's happened? Oh, actually we don't need this because we're already in a JavaScript block. So we can say for each post, we want to return the following. And here we will paste that column back, but we're not going to have an image. And inside of here, we can put everything that relates to the post. But of course, let's put this in its own component so that we'll have smaller components and, better modularity. So here I'll call this post card. Of course, we haven't created it yet. And let's pass it the post. So we'll pass it a property called post with the value of this post. All right, let's close this. And because we're iterating through, and in React, when we iterate through, we need to give a key value to our topmost component or key attribute. And this will be the post ID because that's unique, so we don't have to worry about non-unique keys. Let's remove this if data console log data. Let's save this. Of course, this is gonna have an error because we don't have postcard yet. Let's import it and then create it. So we'll say import postcard from we put it in components. So we go back one level, we go to components / postcard like this. Let's create that. So postcard.js, and here we'll import React, and we'll import a couple of things from semantic UI. So we'll have the card, we'll have the icon, and we'll have the label. I think that's it for now from semantic UI, not CSS, React. And here we'll say function post card, and we'll get the props because we're passing some props down. Here we need to say export default post card, and here we will say return. Before return, we need to get our properties, so we can say const. So we're gonna get the body, we're gonna get the created at, we're gonna get what else? ID, username, body. Oh, we got body already. What do we get? Like count, yeah. And so we need to get comment count like that, and the likes. All right, I think that's it. Let me look back. Likes. Yeah, that's it. Comment count and like count. Yeah, that's fine. So we get them from props.post, or actually, let's just copy all of this. We can destructure it straight away inside of here. So here we'll say from props, and from post, we're gonna destructure all of this. So we don't need to do this expression here. All right, so here we will return a card, and actually we can just copy one card from here. Let's just go. I don't have to type everything when it's already here. I want something that looks like this. I want to get the Molly one. Let's get the second one. So all of this card tag, copy that. Our card component. All right, so here we have our card content floated right. That's fine. Actually, yeah, that's fine. I want to leave that image. But here, instead of this relative path, we need to get the actual path of that, or the link to that image. So let's do this. Let's get that link, copy it, and let's paste it here. All right, so the header is not Molly Thomas, it's actually the username of whoever posted this post. So here we'll put the username, and here the meta will be the created at date. So here, but the created at date right now is a ISO string, so we need to format it. So let's open a new terminal tab and install moment. So let's say npm install moment, and give that a moment to install. Ha ha ha. So here we'll say import moment from moment, and here in the meta we'll say moment, and we'll pass it the created at. Oops, what is that? Created at, and here we'll say dot from now, which we'll do like kind of like an hour ago or 5 hours ago, etc. So here let's in the description, this is the body of the card. We'll just say body, which is the body of the post. And here let's remove this stuff, and because we're gonna have some different buttons here. Let's just put a paragraph saying buttons here, and let's save everything. See if there's something wrong. Oh, okay, I just didn't save. I didn't save when I added this import line at the top. Okay, let's close this. Okay, image is not defined. Oh yeah, because we didn't import image. So here, image from semantic UI. All right, cool. So we get our posts, and they don't have any margin between them. So let's fix that. So here, let's go back here to the home. This column right here, let's give it some inline styling. Just say margin bottom. Let's give it 20 pixels. Let's save that. Cool. We get some margin bottom, and okay, so I want to remove this ago, because obviously if it's to 2 hours, that means it's 2 hours ago. We can do that by here in the from now. We can by default it passes it false. We'll pass it true, and it will remove that ago. All right, so just 2 hours, 2 hours. And the thing is, these cards are not taking the full width of the container div, or not the container, I mean this column div. So what we need to do, so here in the card we can just add this property called fluid, which will let them take up more space. Cool. All right, they look better now. Let's make, just like Facebook, let's make this timestamp a link into the post itself. So here for this card meta, we're going to say as, and it's going to be a link, and we're going to give it a property too. And this, let's do backticks, and we'll say slash posts slash $ curly braces, and here we'll put the ID of the post. Of course we need to import link as well, so let's import link from React router DOM, and let's save. Let's look at it. All right, so this becomes a link and it takes us there. Of course there's nothing here. All right, cool. So this takes us to that ID, etc, etc. All right, so let's actually add these buttons, the like and comment buttons. So the way I want to do it, I want to use this button right here. Where's button? Yeah, button here. I should have opened it already. So I want to use this button. I think it looks sick. So here, let's copy this first button right here. And here in the extra div, let's paste it. And of course, let's import button from semantic UI. We already have label and icon installed, imported. And here in this button, it's going to be as div, label position right, that's fine. But I want this to be a teal because it's the like button. And I'm going to leave it as the heart, and I don't want it to say like because that's kind of self-explanatory. And here we'll have a label. It's not going to be an anchor tag, so we'll remove that. The color will be teal. And instead of this just hard-coded value, we'll have a number, and this will be the like count. Let's save. Let's see what this looks like. Cool. It looks, but it looks like as if we already liked it. So I want it to be just kind of outline only. So I think, yeah, this button right here, I think we just need to add it. Yeah, it's just we add basic here. All right, cool. It's just outlined because I wanted to, because of course we need to later implement when we log in or when we're logged in that we can like, but when we're logged out, I want it to be kind of outlined like this. And when we click it, it takes us to the login page. Right now, when we click it, it doesn't do anything. Actually, let's add a on-click button event. So here we'll say on-click equals, and let's call this function like post. And let's create that right here. Say function like post. Of course, for now it's just gonna console log like post like that. And we want as well another button for the comment for comments. So let's cut that and copy and paste it. So div, that's fine. Right on click is gonna say comment on post. We can create that as well. So here we'll say function comment on post. It's just gonna console log comment on post. So here we have comment on post, we have a button, but this button I want it to be blue, and the icon is going to be comments, and the label is going to be of a color blue and basic, that's fine, pointing left, and here we will have the comment count and not the like count. Alright, let's save. Alright, we get the, this is interesting, actually this is a different icon. I think I meant to type comment, not comments. Yeah, okay, I was using this icon, but actually I prefer the new icon because it has multiple comments instead of just one. Okay, yeah, cool. So now we're showing the actual comment count and the like count, and we're showing these two buttons. Of course, they don't do anything right now. They just print some logs to our console, but of course we need to implement this functionality later to have them do stuff, but that's gonna come after we handle authentication, because of course we need to be logged in for us to be able to like and comment on posts. One thing I want to fix though is this title, this recent posts. I want to put it in the middle and have some margin to the top. So let's go to the home. Right here, let's give this a class. So here, this row, let's give it a class name, and let's call this page-title. Go to our app CSS, say .page title, and let's give it a display block, and let's say text align center, and let's say font size. Let's give it some font size, some bigger font size of 2 rem, and some margin top as well, margin top of 10 pixels. Let's save all files. Alright, there's something wrong. Okay, let's look at here. Oh no, here. Okay, the display block is not being applied because it's being overridden by the .row. We can just simply say, we can add the important thing to it. Yeah, okay, now it's fixed. Alright, that's just this minor fix that I wanted to do. In the next video, we're going to work on logging in and registering users, so look forward to that. As always, if you're enjoying this, please drop a like, and if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Subscribe and hit the bell button so you're updated with my videos all the time. Alright, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.